Hey guys, it's Courtney from How Courtney Sees It, and I am here today to do a unhaul, which is basically me going through my gigantic bookshelf at my parents' house. Insert picture here. And I went through and I pulled out a bunch of books that I know I'm not going to reread or I'm not going to read, and I am going to get rid of them. So I thought I would share them with you before I donate them, and or see if there's some kind of like half-price book type store somewhere near me that I can take them to and get money back for, so I can fuel this addiction that I have. So let's just start off with the first one on top. This is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I read this book. It took me a painfully long time, but I forced myself to finish it a couple years ago when I wasn't working, and I did not really enjoy this book. I love the cover. I think it's so pretty, and I did see the movie. I'm not sure if it was before or after I finished this, but it's not something that I enjoy, so I'm going to get rid of that. The next book is it's called Shadow of a Silk Road by Colin Thuburn? I'm not sure. Like, English is not my first language, apparently. And this is a book I had to purchase for an English class while I was in college. I recall very little about this book besides that we had to read it, and therefore we had to read it, and we had to write a research paper off of it. And that English class, I've never had an English teacher that was so, I don't even know how to describe her. She was just not a person that I enjoyed. So I've never had someone treat writing and books and stuff the way she did. So it just really put me off, and this book is associated with it, and I know I'm never going to read it again, so we're going to get rid of it. That was a really, really long explanation for that book. The next book is The Shack by William P. Young, and this book has seen some things. Basically, if you've never read this book, it is about this guy whose daughter goes missing and is presumably killed as a child, and then she's like abducted during a family vacation, and they never find her. So they finally find evidence that she might be by this, like, her body could be by this like abandoned shack in Oregon, and so he goes on this like journey, and basically it's a whole like, why doesn't God intervene when all these terrible things happen, and it has like a lot of different ideas on like God and things like that, and I just know I'm never gonna read it again, so we'll get rid of it. It came through my life at a time where in my personal life something super similar was going on with people we knew, with like a daughter who had been abducted and brutally murdered, and it was just the weirdest. Like, everyone within like that circle that was reading it with us was like, it's God's timing because it all happened at the same time, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Anyway, the next two are both from the Artemis Fowl, what am I trying to say? Series. I'm trying to say the word series. I just know that I don't really have an interest in reading these. I know a lot of people really like them, but I just don't. I don't know. I just don't care, I guess. So I'm getting rid of them. The next book is a book I DNF'd about 3 years ago, and as you can see, I still have my bookmark in there. And I can tell, actually it must have been more than 3 years ago, because this is a Mackinac Island fairy tag. So that was like 2013 that I DNF'd this. This is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, And this cover is so beautiful. And I got this, I think, at a library sale. And I was like, ooh, this looks so good. And I had heard other people talking about it on the internet. And I was like, I'm going to read it. I can't wait. Blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't get through it. I couldn't do it. And the thought of rereading it now, I just don't want to. I just don't want to. So, going away. The next book is A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. This, I think, was also like a library pickup situation. I thought the cover was cool, and I didn't really look at any of the synopsis. This is basically a account of the author's 6 weeks in rehab. And I don't know if you're going to ever see it, but there is no spacing in this book. Everything is, the text is so small, and there's no, like, paragraph dividers, and it's just all text. And I just, not that I couldn't read it, I just don't want to. So, next book. We're so close to the end, y'all. This is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Neffinger? I don't know. And I did read this. It is quite large. This book is, I feel like I want to say this in a polite way. This book for me was better as a movie, which I don't like saying, because most books I would prefer be in book form. Like Twilight, the movies ruined those books for me pretty much. So like for me to say that, I don't know, it means something is what I'm trying to say. But this book just took so long to get going and to keep the pace, and it was just like, it was a lot of blah. I don't know. That's why. And then the last two books I am unhauling are the other two books in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. So it is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest and The Girl Who Played with Fire. I just know I'm not going to read them, and they are gigantic, and that's all. That is all. That is the reason. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know if you've unhauled anything recently. I am not a big unhauler. I am sort of a book hoarder, but I know like we're moving soon, hopefully, into a condo / house. We're looking into like moving, and I know I can't have every single book I've ever owned come with me, and that's insane. But yes, let me know down below what you've unhauled recently or what you've been reading recently. I'd love to start a conversation down there with you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. All my social media is HowCourtneySeesIt, all over the place. Twitter, Instagram, and not on Facebook. Twitter and Instagram. That's where I am with that handle. I also have the link to my Goodreads and stuff down in the description box if you want to hang out with me on there. I love you guys, like I said, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.